Hey, welcome, Kevin Kaufman, Fred Weaver, kevinandfred.com. We're total, goons. It's hilarious. Hey, we're going to talk today about...
syntax.
What?
We're going to talk about...
That sounds so fancy. Can you just bring that down to my level, please?
We're going to talk about the difference in saying, I'm going to go show homes today versus I'm going to go sell a house today. Because how many times have we had a conversation with a realtor, whether on our team or just somebody that we've talked to in the office, who says, "Hey, I'm going to show homes," and I'm like, "You gonna go show a home today, or are you gonna go sell a home?" Because there's a big difference. I remember you told me a story about the first time you ever showed homes. tell them about that story.
I just told him this before we started the video. He'd never heard the story before. So 2004, my buddy, his parents are getting ready to sell their house. A $700,000 house, and he somehow convinces them to allow me to list it. He did the presentation and the consultation for me, let's be really honest.
True.
And so I list their home, and I promise that I'm going to do an open house every weekend, because what else am I going to do to show them value?
Because you don't even know what else to do.
So I have no idea what else, right? So I do an open house every weekend, and along comes this couple. We're going to call her Carol. I didn't use her name last time, but we're going to call her Carol. Let's say her husband's name might have been Dan. Anyway, they're really nice people, but I didn't know what I was doing, right? And they needed to sell their house, and they needed to move. And anyway, they came through my open house, and I became the lucky realtor that got the opportunity to work with them. And let's just say that I showed somewhere in upwards of 90 to 100 plus houses to this one couple across the entire great city of Phoenix, Scottsdale, Mesa, Ahwatukee, Chandler. I didn't even know, I didn't know my way.
Chandler and Scottsdale are basically the same city, right?
Yeah,
all the same stuff.
But Kevin, we were really looking hard. It's not easy to find a home for 75 cats to live in, okay? You have to look far and wide to find a property like that. So anyway, long story short, I showed a lot of houses, and so I know a thing or two about showing homes, and I also know it is not the same thing as selling real estate.
I'm thinking, why don't you just come to Tempe and get some horse property? Yeah. That's what I'm really
Well, you had a fun first real estate transaction.
So absolutely. So my best friend Jared, who I still love and adore to this day.
He still loves you after the
even though I totally screwed
up his first real estate transaction.
But the reality is, I think it was 50 to 55 houses that I showed him, and man, it was awful.
There was no showing time, for the record. There was no CSS, centralized showing services. You didn't even text realtors back then. You literally called, at least in 2004.
And you printed out
right? And you printed out the MLS sheet because your iPhone didn't exist and it didn't have, just even worse. Anyway, the point of this whole video here is that there is a big difference, syntax as you call it, still can't spell that word, but there's a big difference between what you say about what you're going to do in the real estate business. And if you just talk about showing houses, guess what you end up doing a lot of?
You show houses.
Showing houses. And how do we both know that doesn't make any money?
Because you have to sell a house to make money.
Right. And it also is just the wrong mindset. What it does is it sets the client up for the wrong expectation. We've been talking about consult versus presentation, right?
Exactly.
And so in your buyer consult, this is an opportunity where you set the scenario up of how the process is going to work, how you're going to bring value to them. How many people that you talk to on the phone that come into your office for a consult, are just sitting around every day with nothing to do and they love to look at houses? A couple, but we're talking less than 1%. Most people are very busy. It's hard to get both spouses or the two people in a couple, the whole family together to look at houses, right? And so your time together is super valuable. And most people have somewhere to be. There's a reason that they have to sell and move somewhere else, or they need to get out of their apartment and get into a property. So you want to consult with them on the way to do this most effectively and efficiently. Nobody really wants to see 55 to 90 homes is what we're trying to say.
No, and if they do, they're not really interested in buying a home, right? They just want to go see stuff.
They should get their license and get in the business.
Yeah, and here's the deal. If you got your license so you can see homes, maybe consider a different, just go a different path.
Yeah,
like
be
the
an
reality
interior
is,
designer or something.
Yeah, this isn't that. And so you can go, well, selling homes, showing homes, what's the difference? Well, there is a big difference, whether you realize it or not. On the inside, it flips a switch, and there is an internal difference. Your brain knows the difference between showing and selling. And if you're going out to show homes versus going out to sell homes, you're doing nothing more than waste money and waste time.
Yep.
And as long as you're okay with that, at least then you can just be honest with yourself about it. But here's the deal: if you go in this business to make money, to help people reach their goals, to help people, which I think most of us did on some level, then you want to sell them a home. You don't want to show them homes.
Correct.
And that's a distinct difference, and you got to make peace with that.
Correct. And if you work around us, you know you never want to be hurt.
I'll correct you every time I hear you say
I'm going out to show homes, right?
I'll correct you every time
if you say we're going to go view homes and buy one today, I'm okay with that language. Like we're going to go open 7 doors today and purchase one of these properties because I know one of these is a great fit for them. We're going to make an offer on a house today. I'm okay with that language. But if you're just out showing homes, I have a problem with that syntax. Do you see what I did there?
I'm actually not even sure if I'm using the word correctly.
That would be so awesome if we started the entire video out and it's not even the right context. So we're just going to make it up and hope nobody looks this up for us. Hey, I want to say one last thing before we end this video. I want to give you permission to talk to your clients in your buyer consultation that you do prior to showing homes and selling homes. And I want to also give you permission every single time you go out and meet a client at a property to give them permission that prior to even getting out of the car or even taking step into the house, I want to give you permission to tell them that, look, if they immediately know they don't want this property.
Neighborhood, neighbors, outside of the house. What if there's something that's a deal breaker?
Road, they walk in and smoke hits them. Like, I don't care.
Turn around and run.
It's okay. We're not in the business of trying to be polite while we're out viewing properties and buying one, okay, or selling one. We're in the business of finding a good, perfect match. So if immediately one of the people that I'm showing homes to or selling a home to understands and knows this is not for me, we're not doing the polite, well, let's walk around for the next 10 minutes and see all the rooms. And no, we're not doing that, right? It's not a good use of their time. It's not good use of your time. So give your clients permission to be okay to immediately open the door to a property, say hi to the seller that opens the door and say, oh, you know what? Something just came up. We'll call you later, and walk right out the door again if they're actually there. Or walk into a vacant property and turn right back around, or pull in the driveway and they say next. That's okay. Give your clients permission to do that. This is about an end result of helping them get what they want. And if they immediately know they don't want something, give them permission to next it. Syntax.
Next. That's not syntax.
No idea. It's not sure. I feel like I have something up there still. Either way, hey, have a great day. We look forward to seeing you later. Come on back here to kevinandfred.com for more terrible uses of new words.
Bye.
The word of the day.